What about you? What was one of your bigger takeaways?
So something that Scott says that really resonates with me is, he always said, like, he had this dilemma of, he had this job, at his dad's construction company, and it was kind of, it's a stable job and steady money, and as he thought about, okay, going full time with this photography business or whatever pivot it was, he, it's like, well, if it doesn't work out, I still have this other skill set, right? So it's like, it's like a safety net, So that I had never really thought about that, So anybody out there that, you're working in a full-time job and you have a side hustle, or and you think, well, you're scared of going full-time in that side hustle or in a side business, at the end of the day, you're not going to lose your skills that you had from your day job, right? So they're always going to be in your toolbox, right, if you need them there. So, and I had never really thought about that. It's like always that fear holds you back in a lot of ways, right? And when I thought about that, I'm like, well, if I go full-time with my side hustle or my business, I'll always have the skills that I have developed through my life and in my career to fall back on, and that's huge.
Absolutely, and he takes those skills with him in part. And so, one example of that, he had worked in construction, was most likely a very handy guy, and one of his first successes in e-commerce was selling props for photography. And what a great idea. If you listen back to one of our earlier episodes about how to pick a product to sell online, we talk about what specialized interests do you have, what specialized skills do you have. Well, Scott probably had all the tools he needed, and he had the know-how to build these elaborate props for photography, and that was one of the first things that he did. And so, I think that that's an important message, because everybody has something like that. Everybody is good at something. Everybody has a special interest that most other people don't have. And so, his was construction, and he brought that skill with him and gave him a leg up on people that maybe decided to build photography props but had no background in building things.